What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel, check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on this recent move made by LeBron James, right? Him going to the 76ers. And everybody think that it's only about ring chasing, right? And I don't agree with that. It is about ring chasing in a sense, but I think it's about something even deeper than that. I think it's about LeBron James, his legacy, and the fact that LeBron James has to, in my opinion, in order to protect his legacy, LeBron James has to come out in front of Michael Jordan. When Rich Paul came out and said a few days ago that LeBron James was, he didn't have anything to prove. He's not chasing Michael Jordan goals or anything. And then now here you see LeBron James goes and he signs with Philadelphia 76ers, right? And everybody say, oh, well, he's just ring chasing. So Rich Paul is lying, which Rich Paul, of course, is lying because, he can't come out and say that LeBron James is ring chasing. But I want to talk about why LeBron James, why it's important for him to catch Michael Jordan, right? And I think for his legacy and for businesses and to protect his empire, right? Because you got like LeBron James is losing in every way imaginable to Michael Jordan, right? Like he don't have the fan approval like what Michael Jordan had. He don't have the rings like Michael Jordan. So he got stats, right? He beating him in the stats department. So because Michael Jordan is so beloved by fans, that gives Michael Jordan leverage. Whereas though Michael Jordan is still box office for the big sponsors, mainly Nike, right? So if Michael Jordan is really still big for Nike, LeBron James, Nike don't really need LeBron James. So it's important for LeBron James and his legacy in that aspect for him to overtake Michael Jordan. I always argue with people. They say, well, LeBron James is a different, he brings in a different demographic. It don't work like that. It's especially when you talking about selling apparel. Michael Jordan just have reached with the older generation and the generation that came after him. Whereas though LeBron James, he has he got some fans. Don't get me wrong, LeBron James had fans, but it's not like the reach that Michael Jordan had. Michael Jordan, even though he hadn't played basketball in since like what 2002, he still outsells LeBron James. So if you Nike, why would you want to honor a $1 billion lifetime contract when you got Michael Jordan who's who's still outselling LeBron James? If LeBron James could have surpassed Mike in popularity and was beloved by the fans, then Nike could move, so the choice is up to those. The fight was between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. LeBron James made it more public because he had to. Michael Jordan could do some subtle things behind the scenes and just see how things play out. But believe it when I say that these two guys, Michael Jordan and LeBron James, they was in a fight for their legacy. Kobe, unfortunately, is out of the picture. So Nike don't need both Michael Jordan and LeBron James, right? And so that's why I think that this right here for LeBron James to go to Philadelphia and possibly win a ring is a desperate attempt on LeBron James' behalf to get back, to pick up some ground on Michael Jordan. But I want to play the reaction from what's the guy name? From Jason Whitlock and his panel, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm still gonna give some more of my input. Like the points that Jason Whitlock made, I mostly agree with, but I just want to add a different spin to what they're talking about.
But Dre, I see your eyes bugging out. You're from
I just
Philadelphia.
opened the ESPN app and I saw it.
Yeah,
I'm from Philadelphia.
Yeah,
so,
I know. Okay. So I'm gonna let you fire first, Dre. Here,
yeah.
LeBron James to the Philadelphia Sixers. That shocks me. That shocks me.
Yeah, shocks me. I thought it was going to be Miami. Now, I'm in Miami. I would have loved him to come here. I don't think it's a good fit. But Philadelphia, I think, basketball-wise, is probably the best fit. A lot of people were saying Minnesota, and Minnesota would have been good. I don't think great. I don't like LaMelo Ball and Edwards, then LeBron. Somebody's not going to touch the ball. Philadelphia, I like because this is taking all the pressure off their franchise. Joel Embiid, he's not going to play 82 games. Probably won't even play. What's the minimum? 65 for the awards. He's not playing 65. He'll play about 50. That's all they need him for. LeBron can carry a little bit. You got Jaylen Brown with something to prove. Tyrese Maxey just proved himself to be a star. Edgecombe's in his second year. The Sixers this is a really good team. They should compete. They should be in the Final Four at least make it to the Eastern Conference Finals with this team. Unfortunately, I guess they got to waste a roster spot on Bronny James. I'm assuming that's going to happen. He has to be on the roster. I don't know why, but he will. But this is interesting. I think it brings a lot of LeBron's presence matters in the league still, regardless of that he's not the main guy anymore. His presence matters.
All right, so let me address that real quick, right? I think LeBron James, I think the NBA, Nike, and everybody's giving LeBron James every opportunity because they know how really important this is. They're giving LeBron James every opportunity in order to surpass Mike or catch Mike. But I think it's really over with, the race between Mike and LeBron James. Like I said, they're in a fight for their legacy. Generational, like you'll be able to, which one of these guys will be able to hand down like whatever generational wealth that they have to the next generation. It's to me, it's really just that important, right? It's almost, you can see LeBron James and him and the guy Rich Paul, the moves that they're making these moves out of desperation more so than just trying to because all right, if LeBron James, if he play his hardest and he don't catch Mike, then okay, and LeBron had even said it himself, it's only a game. But the moves that LeBron James make and the moves that and the things that Rich Paul say proves otherwise, that it's not just a game for them. This is about their legacy. It's about both of these men being able to pass down, like I said, their generational wealth to, the next generation. Both Nike don't need to have both of these guys be billionaires and be on their payroll when one of these guys is enough to just, one of them is enough. Then on top of that, and I made other videos saying that the market really has changed as far as like how Nike and these big corporations like market to the general public. They don't need athletes like they used to. Now they're using influencers and they're paying influencers a lot of money. They don't have to invest in an athlete. Then an athlete goes out and get in trouble. They flashing guns or getting caught up with different baby mothers and stuff like that, and then your campaign go all down the drain. If you use an influencer who had, or a couple influencers who have millions and millions of followers, and you advertise through them, you don't have a campaign. If they mess up, you cut them off, and that's it, right? So that's what I had to want to say about that. But
this is going to bring a lot of excitement to the city of Philadelphia.
I didn't
see this. Yeah, I didn't see this happening.
It's four. Let's see, Cleveland, Miami, Lakers.
Cleveland again, Lakers, and then the Sixers.
Yeah, so 4 different teams,
Yeah, he's bouncing around. This can be called ring chasing. If they win the ring, I don't think this goes as strongly on his resume, even if they win 2. He signed a 2-year deal. That's not as strong on his resume, even if they win, him getting both of these. But I think it brings a lot of attention to the league, a lot of attention to the Sixers, and I think a lot of material from Scap. I think Scap will get a lot out of it.
Be joined by Scap and Charles. Steve, the thing I'm looking at, are we 100% 2 years, $8 million? We're positive on that? That's a wise, smart move by LeBron. Steve?
All right. So, again, he's not on the Lakers, right? This officially, to this day, good day. And you know what? I'm going to admit something. Based on what Dre pointed out, I think it's a fascinating move, and the Sixers automatically become must-see TV for whatever the NBA is, wherever they are for 6 months, where they don't care about the season, and also the new faces that they have added, and now they're in Philadelphia. Because if this thing goes good, it's Terrell Owens in 2004, where he was the most popular athlete, and they loved him. But if somehow it doesn't work out, That fan base is incredibly volatile and honest. They have no filter. It's part of the beauty of it.
It took me a second, but I finally have a take on this. I don't like it. It's pure ring chasing, pure unadulterated. This is maybe a worse version than him going to the Miami Heat. This decision 2.0 or whatever this is, 3 or 4, this is the worst of all the decisions. He's joining a team with a stacked roster. What'll be the
but Jason, can you admit something? No matter what LeBron did, you're going to hate it somehow.
No. I want him to go to the Nuggets. If he had gone to the Heat, I don't think I would have ripped it. Scap, I don't like. I think this is the worst move, even with him taking $2 $8 million deal. I wonder what they're going to have to pay Bronny. Consider that part of the package as well. But Scap, your thoughts?
All right. So before we even get into Scap thoughts, right? I agree with Jason Whitlock. I just think that no matter, in my opinion, because the roster that Philadelphia had, even before LeBron James, was a strong roster. You had Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, and Joel Embiid, right? And a couple other strong pieces on there. So that roster was already good. And they were, people already thought that they were going to be able to challenge the Knicks anyway, right? So, and it just, so with that being said, that just makes it obvious that LeBron James is ring chasing. But my thing is, and the point I want to get across is why LeBron James is ring chasing, not just for the sake of, like he is, like these last few moves and tricks that he got going up his sleeve. I think it's just for out of desperation. Everybody thought he was going to go to Philadelphia because, you go to Philadelphia and, which I don't think he would have had less of a chance of winning a ring there at Philly. At Cleveland. But then on top of that, he could have did his farewell tour, but he's not interested in his farewell tour. He want to put that off and just see if he can get a ring or two. And, but I think that because of the way LeBron James has conducted himself throughout his career, he's not really like in the hearts and the minds of real basketball fans. He don't really captivate the audience like that. He don't captivate the fans like that. And so he will have less leverage, when it comes to being able to market himself to the fans, after his career, because all these moves that LeBron James are making now is to solidify himself as the GOAT after his career, after his playing days are over with. And I think, this is a last, desperate attempt for LeBron James to solidify himself and make him put, to overtake Mike as the GOAT. He had to for financial reasons. And people will see this as like once LeBron James step away from the NBA, they'll see that like this is what LeBron James will be like. And so somebody mentioned Terrell Owens, right? And what Terrell Owens did at Philadelphia in the early 2000s. And if Terrell Owens had an opportunity, if he had won a ring, then that he would have been able to look. He'd have been forever a Super Bowl winner, but he didn't. And so now look at Terrell Owens. Like you fall off, you get the opportunities, but and you get a chance at bat, but you gotta make the best of it. And the NBA is giving LeBron James all different kinds of opportunities. This opportunity they give him because this is really important for LeBron James. And I just think that, you can see the thumbnail, like his house of cards, man, is just falling down all around him. So that's my take. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, man, I'm going to check y'all out in the next video. Peace.